Admiral Zekthar's four eyes narrowed as he stared at the holographic display floating above the council chamber. The image showed Kepler 442b's third moon, a barren, hostile rock that had claimed the lives of countless warriors from a dozen different species over the past century. The radiation levels alone should have killed any carbon-based life form within hours, muttered Commander Velos, her chitinous exoskeleton clicking nervously. The electromagnetic storms occur every 6 hours. The surface temperature fluctuates between -180 and +400 degrees Celsius. Nothing survives there. General Thrun, a massive crystalline being whose voice resonated like grinding stone, leaned forward. We've sent our best. The Valorian shock troops, the genetically enhanced Kethmari commandos, even the cybernetic Nexus units, all dead within the first planetary rotation. Yet our sensors detect a structure, Admiral Zekthar said, manipulating the hologram to zoom in on a peculiar wooden building nestled in a crater. And a heat signature, a living being. The War Council had convened an emergency session after their long-range scouts detected the impossible. Someone had not only landed on the death moon of Xerion 7, but had built what appeared to be a primitive dwelling and was somehow thriving there. Could it be a new species? Asked Dr. Limara, the collective's chief xenobiologist. Perhaps one naturally adapted to extreme conditions? Negative, Admiral Zekthar replied grimly. Our analysis confirms it. The being is human. A collective gasp echoed through the chamber. Humans, those strange bipedal mammals from the outer rim who had only recently achieved faster-than-light travel. Most species considered them primitive, barely worthy of acknowledgement in galactic affairs. Impossible, General Thrun's voice boomed. Humans are soft, weak. They require constant atmospheric support and die from the smallest variations in temperature or radiation. How could one survive where our greatest warriors have failed? 3 days later, the answer came in the form of a transmission, a crude radio signal emanating from the moon's surface. Hello there, space folks. The voice was cheerful, almost disturbingly so. Name's Jack Sullivan. I noticed you've been sending quite a few visitors my way. Thought I'd reach out and say howdy. Admiral Zekthar activated the communication. Array. Human Sullivan, this is Admiral Zekthar of the Galactic War Council. You are currently residing on a Class X death world. Immediate evacuation is required for your survival. A laugh crackled through the speakers. Death world? Nah, this place just needed a little TLC. Tender loving care, that is. Sure, it was a bit rough when I first got here, but nothing a little human ingenuity couldn't handle. Human ingenuity? Commander Velos interjected. You are aware that this moon experiences lethal radiation bombardment every 6 hours? Oh, that old thing? Yeah, I noticed. Built my cabin over a natural cave system that's lined with some kind of metal. Provides pretty good shielding. During the really bad storms, I just head underground. Got myself a nice little root cellar down there. General Thrun's crystalline form vibrated with disbelief. The temperature extremes alone should have killed you within minutes. Well, I'll admit, the first few weeks were a bit chilly. Jack's voice remained maddeningly upbeat, but I chopped down some of those crystal trees. They burn real nice once you get them going. And I insulated the cabin walls with this foamy stuff that grows in the ice caves. Works better than fiberglass, honestly. Dr. Limara leaned forward. What do you consume for sustenance? Our scans indicate no edible matter on the surface. Found some interesting mushrooms in the deeper caves. Took a while to figure out which ones wouldn't kill me. Let me tell you, that was an adventure. But now I've got quite the little farm going. Plus, I brought enough freeze-dried rations to last a couple years. Amazing what you can fit in a cargo hold when you really pack it tight. The War Council sat in stunned silence. Admiral Zekthar finally found his voice. Human Sullivan, are you claiming that you have domesticated this hostile environment? Domesticated? That's a fancy word for it. I just adapted, I suppose. Had to reroute the cabin's power to work with the electromagnetic pulses instead of against them. Now they actually help charge my batteries. Set up a little water collection system using the ice geysers. Even taught myself to predict the solar flare patterns, so I know when to hunker down. Commander Velos's mandibles clicked rapidly. This is unprecedented. Our finest warriors, equipped with the most advanced technology in the galaxy, could not survive this environment for more than hours. Yeah, about that, Jack's voice took, on a slightly apologetic tone. I've been meaning to talk to someone about all those bodies you folks have been dropping off. It's getting a bit crowded out here. I've been giving them proper burials, but I'm running out of space in the boneyard. You buried our fallen warriors? General Thrune's voice carried a note of something almost like reverence. Well, of course, seemed like the decent thing to do. Left markers, too, with whatever ID tags I could find. These folks came a long way from home. Admiral Zekthar exchanged glances with his fellow council members. Here was a human, supposedly one of the galaxy's most fragile species, not only surviving in conditions that had killed their best soldiers, but treating their remains with honor and dignity. Human Sullivan, Admiral Zekthar said slowly. On behalf of the Galactic War Council, I must ask, how is this possible? The radio crackled with what sounded like Jack taking a sip of something. Well, Admiral, I reckon it comes down to perspective. Y'all saw a death world. I saw a fixer-upper with a great view of the nebula. Sometimes the difference between surviving and thriving is just a matter of deciding that giving up isn't an option. The War Council sat in contemplative silence as the transmission ended. In the depths of space, on a moon that had claimed the lives of thousands of the galaxy's finest warriors, a human named Jack Sullivan continued building his cabin, humming an old Earth tune as he worked. The galaxy would never look at humans quite the same way again.